Buongiorno. Welcome to Mammabella's kitchen. This morning we're going to make focaccia. The Italians, we like to eat a lot of bread, but my husband, I think he likes to eat it more than a normal amount, or whatever you want to call it. So he loves bread. So throughout the years that we've been married, I experimented with different kinds of bread. I experimented with the old Italian ways, different shapes, different little things inside, fresine, which are done in a little different way. Maybe one day I will show it to you. So one day I came across this recipe for focaccia, and I really didn't know what focaccia was. So when I read the recipe, I liked the idea because it was something new, so I wanted to try it. I was so excited. So I did, and I did it many ways, but I came up with my own recipe, and this is my own recipe. And it's very easy and simple. The best thing about this is that we grow our own rosemary bush, and we have several of them, and we pick up the tender part, and that's what this is. So you need a fresh rosemary, and this is the tip part. And you need a good heaping tablespoon. So what you do is you put it on the board, and you must mince as fine as you can. You don't want big chunks of needle coming to your mouth. You want a little piece that you hardly know it's there, but the flavor is really unbelievable. It really adds a wonderful flavor.
I can smell it.
Oh, it puts up an aroma throughout the house. So, and this is what I do. You do even a little fine. You go back and forth.
Can you use a machine to do this, or is it best to do it by hand?
No, because the needles are soft, so it's best to do by hand. And when you do it, when you chop it, don't just gonna crush. You want to do it. You want to put some, like a hammering action on. See? And this is wonderful. You may not get all of it, so if it gets, so you try to do your best, but it must be minced like that. So now that we're done, it's ready to go. Okay? It smells wonderful. I wish you could smell it. So in this bowl, I have 3½ cups of unbleached flour. Mine actually is organic flours. You can use any white flours, but I like to use the organic unbleached. So if you cannot find organic, just get the unbleached. And if you cannot find the unbleached, then just get the regular one. So in there, I'm going to put the rosemary chopped. Here I have equal amount of dry yeast, instant yeast. Salt, which is 1½ teaspoon of yeast, 1½ teaspoon of table salt, and here I have 1½ teaspoon freshly coarsely cracked black pepper. It must be freshly cracked. The one that comes already ground and fine, it does not do it. So if you're going to invest your time to do this, please do this. And if you don't have a grinder, what you can do is get the peppercorn, put them in a little Ziploc bag, close it, and then hit it with the mid-tenderizer, anything that's a hammer too, gently, and you will get this.
So once again, what's the proportions?
It's 1½ teaspoon of the black pepper, 1½ teaspoon of the dry yeast. This is the red star, yeah, dry yeast. And 1½ teaspoon of table salt. Okay, so put everything in there. See? So what I do is I just go with my clean hands, when I just washed it, and I mix it. So it all blends in, you can hardly see, but I can still smell it, and the flavor once it's baked, it's wonderful. So in this, I add 1/4 teaspoon extra virgin olive oil. No other olive oil will give the focaccia the flavor that it needs. So it must be extra virgin olive oil. I tried, believe me, I tried with the others, and it doesn't work. Okay?
Extra virgin.
Extra virgin olive oil. So then in here, I have 2 cups of warm water. You put your fingers in there, and it's warm water, like
Room temp.
put a baby in there.
Okay.
Okay. You don't want it too hot, otherwise you'll kill the yeast. And if it's too cold, it takes too long to rise. So I start with 1 cup, because sometime when I measure the flour, it may be a little more packed, or so I maybe need less or more. So I start it, and I do with my fingers, and I mix the oil, the flour, the spices, everything in there. And you can see I still need more water. So I put a little bit more water. Go slowly, because you always add it, but you cannot take it away. This dough is kind of soft. It's not like a bread dough that needs to be stiff. This is going to be sticking to your hands. So I'm just going to add a little bit more.
And don't worry about it sticking to your hands.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
So you're not really squeezing the dough. You're just kind of moving with your fingers. You're just moving the ingredients around.
Yes, just make sure that everything is combined together. That you don't have oil on one side and not on the other. See, and that's all it takes. See, this is how it goes. So you just make sure it's all combined. You don't have to worry about being smooth or anything. That's what the best thing about this is, that it requires so little. See, and if you I have used about a cup and a half of water on this. So this is fine now. See, a little bit sticks on my hands. Believe it or not, when my son is here, my son Angelo, he likes to eat the raw dough, which is fine. There's no raw eggs in there.
So how do you know when you've got enough in here again?
Well, see, it sticks to your hands a little bit. See, it's soft. See how soft it is? It could even be a little bit softer than this, and it's okay. Just a little bit more. You don't want it harder, because you want to create a moist bread dough with this. When you eat, it's moist. It's not like the regular bread, that it's a little more drier, a little more firmer, I should say.
Is there such thing as too much mixing?
No. You can mix it more if you want to, but it's not necessary.
Okay.
Because I like the rustiness,
rustic
nature,
yeah.
Texture in the bread. So here I have this pan. I think it's about 12 by 10. So in this here, what you need, I'm gonna wash my hands.